By the way, I love that countdown. Where did you get that countdown from? That's awesome.
I stole it.
I love that.
Like I do most of my stuff, I steal it. I'm kidding. It's free. It's a download on YouTube.
Oh, let me get the comments up here. I can't see anything. There we go. Okay, just making sure. Hello, audience. Hola.
Hello.
¿Cómo estás?
Welcome to our first sit down where Geek Fusion and I talk about toys, customizing, and all kinds of cool stuff that's in geek media. And we got Quinn Comics already in there. Greetings, Geek Fusion, my friends. Hope y'all having a terrific evening.
What's up, Quinn?
Hopefully they'll have a good toy evening. And this is going to be like a nice little sit down, just quiet, just easy to talk about stuff. And really, we're still trying to find what we're going to have this show today.
Yeah, we have no plan. There's not a plan here. We didn't have anything laid out.
I figure we talk about some little toy news, so like we can what we got in. And I did get I saw this.
What's that?
In my informed delivery, it's like, you have something come from eBay. I completely forgot about what this was.
Did you get there already?
And I was like, I didn't order anything from eBay. It's like, let's see.
I'm curious to see what condition yours comes in. This is a live unboxing, people.
This is courteous.
How lucky you are.
This is courteous of GeekFusionTV. He sent this to me. And they crammed it in the box. And bent the corners up.
The thing said, it's like, look, the packages may not be in great shape, but
I got the Super Amigos. It's the
esa tío. El esa tío. Super Amigos.
This is a really cool, like, little throwback. If people don't know what this is, it's like, well, that's Hal Jordan as the Riddler. It's exactly what it is. In the original Superpowers line, the Riddler in Mexico was made on the Hal Jordan body, and it had all the different colors too.
Mm-hmm.
That's not sun fade. That's just the way this figure is designed to mimic the old figure.
Purpose. It's not a glitch. It's a feature.
Yeah. It's all about perspective too, isn't it?
Because here's mine. So I picked this up. I tell everybody the story. I found this on eBay. So I think most people know I recently got into DCUC here in the last couple months, and because I've just been very, very, I've grown tired of McFarlane, and I want to have DC stuff, right? So I've been picking around and eBay sniping, doing things, picking stuff up from Quinn. I've picked up several figures from Quinn, and just various stuff. And I ran across this dude who had this figure, which I remembered the story behind the Superpowers version of this. But when I first saw it, I was like, is that real? Is that because I don't know enough about DCUC yet, because I'm still learning as I'm getting into it. And I found a dude who was selling these for $4.99 a piece in the package with $5 shipping. And he, at one point, because it said, had 60, this is how many's left. So he had a bunch of them and was selling them for basically $5 a piece with $5. So $10 in the package on the card. And I got one. And then as I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I wonder if Jared has one. So when I got it in, that's when I hit you up on Facebook and was like, and by the way, I had it pulled open. I was ready to pay for it if you said you didn't have one. And so I was asking, like, hey, have you ever seen these before? And you were like, yeah, and you were telling me what it was. And I was like, oh, do you have one? No, I don't have one. I was like, well, you do now. and I ordered it because literally yours was the last one. It said one left.
Wow, that's cool.
So I think when I ordered it a few days before that, and it got here pretty quick, it said there was like 10 left. And then by the time I got it and ordered yours, it said there was one left. So you got the last one. So I think they're cool.
The Collected Connect figure from that line was it what's his name? Dark Side Sun. Calabac.
Thank you. There you go.
And it's the brown suit, the Superpowers color of the of Calabac. So when he got these, he's probably separated them out. He took them out of the white mailers, got the Build-A-Figure pieces out, and there we go. Quinn to the rescue as well.
Quinn.
He got his for the store. He got 3 of the 4 Star Wars Black Series Bad Batch 2 Season 2 figures.
Oh, cool. Which ones? Like, I'm curious. I was just looking that up. I had tried to do some prep before the show, so I pulled open a bunch of Toy Arc articles because I love going to Toy Arc because it's like the best place to go get toy news for me.
Oh yeah.
And so anyway, I was looking that up, and I pulled up the one about Ahsoka, the new Ahsoka stuff that's coming out. But which Bad Batch? Because to be fully honest, I watched the first season of Bad Batch and was very disappointed. I know we've talked about this before. Was very disappointed for the first season of Bad Batch. So I have not watched season 2 yet. And I've had people tell me, no, season 2 is definitely better. It's definitely better. I need to go back and watch it. I just haven't done it yet because that first season I found it, maybe this is just me, I found it boring and very, very kid oriented, like kid focused, like it was for children, which is fine. Star Wars should have stuff out there that's for children. I loved the Ewok adventures when I was a kid. I loved watching what was the name of those 2 movies that don't hold up at all, but I loved them as a kid, the Ewok movies.
Oh yeah. I've loved those as a kid too.
Battle of Endor, and I forget the other one's name, but I love it. It should be kid focused stuff. I just didn't think I was like, okay, well, Bad Batch clearly isn't for me.
Oh, Wicket, I think was in it.
Yeah, it was. Wicket was in it because I remember the first one way better than the second one because in the first one, it's her and her brother survive the crash on Endor. Well, I guess the moon of Endor, and by the end of the movie, they find Wilford Brimley, who ends up taking
Adventure and Battle for Endor.
Ewok Adventure. Okay, so maybe I'm thinking of
Quinn is just walking an encyclopedia. So
because didn't the second one have like the second one had the main bad guy in the second one was a Witch of Dathomir, not officially when the movie was released, but in retcon because she was like a magic user or something in that movie in the Battle for Endor. And then they have Lucasfilm has retroactively gone back and said, well, she was one of the witches of Dathomir. That's why she was kind of like a witch or, acted like a, sorceress and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. So that's a little retcon if you just want to think of it that way. There was the first Witch of Dathomir in Battle for Endor. You're welcome. So, I don't know how I got on that subject. What was I even talking? Oh, because I wanted to know what figures he got: Hunter, Tech, and Echo. I don't have Hunter yet. That's when I've got Tech and Echo from the first wave. I don't have Hunter. But is it Hunter in that new ridiculous, colorful outfit that I've seen pictures of that I'm not?
Oh, yeah, they're Walmart exclusives. Okay. Unfortunately, got Hunter, Tech, and Echo. They really colorize their costumes for season 2. They're basically make them want to be incognito. They were trying to stay in hiding for a while, and the seasons 2 at the end of season 1, the Empire thinks they're dead.
Yeah,
the new Empire.
Okay, I don't know. I might pick up Hunter. Hunter's one I might pick up because I do need Hunter. Although I wanted him in his original garb. I
like the original outfits better.
Well, and that's what I've got. I've got Hunter, Tech, Echo.
Hulk Smash was able to hook me up with a Wrecker.
Yeah, I've got Wrecker, and I've got what's his face? The sniper, the bad guy. What's his name?
Crosshairs.
Crosshairs. I've got Crosshairs, but I've got him in his Imperial outfit. That's the only one I could find. So I've got those. So technically, I've got all the Bad Batch except for Hunter, but Crosshair is in the black Imperial outfit, which I'm still okay with. It's a cool figure, but I do need Hunter. Hunter's one that I definitely need. So
it's like I'm full of useless information.
Yes, that's okay.
That's the best kind.
If we weren't, this show would be really boring.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is geek culture right there. That you could just swap out the word geek for full of useless information.
Oh,
There you go.
Custom wise, I started working on modifying a Warpath torso. I like the size and most of the build on Warpath, but I hate that neck. The traps are like too big and the neck sticks up too high. It's like a giraffe neck. It's just way too tall. So I cut the neck completely off, started grinding down and shortening it down to make it a lot better proportioned. It looks more like Hercules now, Hercules is a fantastic sculpt.
Yeah.
So now this looks more like Hercules, but with butterfly joints. Actually, what I'm going to do is for the, like, see, I got to resculpt some like the seam lines and stuff. I'm actually going to use blue stuff and make a texture stamp. So instead of having a hand sculpt all these back muscles, I can actually do blue stuff and make a texture stamp and just
pop it on there. Yeah. Yeah. So Hercules is the Masters of the Universe figure for Marvel Legends. Like that's like the default. Like if you want to make a Masters of the Universe character,
yeah,
just use a Hercules.
This is a phenomenal body sculpt.
I think it would work for Conan, for any Masters of the Universe character. Like he's
definitely worked for Conan. I made Conan off of it.
Yeah, because you had to make mine look like crap compared to yours. Of course, anything you make is going to make anything I made look like crap, but that's okay. I'm not bitter about it or anything.
Wasn't the intention. And I still got one of these.
Oh, son of a bitch! I almost just ordered a Corsair and the what's his face? I'm blanking. Anyway, the two you were asking about.
Vulcan.
And just Vulcan, Corsair and Vulcan, and was just like going to have them sent to you the same way I had that one sent to you. Just see if you get the hint.
Dude, I actually have an extra Cyclops head too, so I don't mind to fix you up one.
That's awesome. I will probably end up doing that. I'll probably end up having those sent to you. So because that's awesome. I've been wanting Valiant characters for a really long time because I really liked Valiant comics, at least up until they got to that what was that, the second big crossover they did that was kind of ridiculous, and that's kind of when I tuned out. But that wasn't just because of the comics. That was just in general. I was tuning out of a lot of stuff I was doing at the time. But I thought Valiant was, a really strong start to a new comic company. They had great characters, great backstories. I liked that they were pulling characters, whether it was Magnus or Solar or Turok or whoever, because I had a bunch of the old Gold Key comics back in the day. And so I like that they picked these characters and instead of just rewriting them and redoing them like so many other companies, like what DC did to Charleston Comics or whatever. They just brought those characters in and was like, no, we're keeping the same character. Magnus is still wearing a dress. He's got a mini skirt on. Deal with it. And
Toga.
Exactly. And just made it work seamlessly into this universe that had characters like Magnus, Robot Hunter, and Turok.
Well, they did eventually give him like 90s outfit though, like with the.
They did eventually, but they kept that toga for a while.
They did.
They kept that toga for a long while. But they made those characters work in with new characters that they were bringing in, whether it was Hardcore or Harbinger or whatever. And it all worked. It fit seamlessly together. Like everything, they were throwing, you'd have comics that had like Turok and Shadow Man or whatever. And it worked. And part of it also, I got to admit, I'm a huge Barry Windsor Smith fan. His artwork is phenomenal. And, him doing like most of the first, I feel like he did like most of the first 6 months or more of many of those comics. Archer and Armstrong, and he was doing everything. He was doing Archer and Armstrong. He was doing Solar Man of the Atom. I don't remember what all
those covers too from the Valiant #1 issues. Those hollow foil covers. Oh yeah, just so iconic too. Looking at it,
they're great. And Exo Manowar, which was like this whole new character that had been made up. That when you saw him at first, you thought, "Oh, is this going to be an Iron Man ripoff?" And while there may be one or two similarities, he's such a vastly different and original character. You know,
his suit's more of a Guyver, like in the anime.
Yeah, and just the fact, I mean, he was a caveman that got abducted by aliens. Like, his backstory is so, like, unique. I'd never seen anything like that before. And Valiant was just doing some really, really cool stuff. And while it didn't last forever, and eventually they fell headfirst into the 90s like all other comic companies did.
Yeah, when that bubble burst, like people were like the speculators bubble burst thing.
Yeah, and it just kind of sent everything off the edge, but it was great.
One of the raffle winners, Victor's in the chat. He won the Articulate Icons figure I sent him.
Nice.
Cool.
Yep.
So on custom wise, Quinn picked up a Zero figure from Marvel Legends 5-pack. Maybe get you put a Space Ghost chest demon on it and gauntlets belt if possible. I'd be glad to help you out with that. Space Ghost.
Space Ghost.
That's awesome.
I had to do that. I have to find a reason to use my echo function once in a while. Otherwise, I feel like I overpaid for the stupid mixer. So, sorry.
Oh, for toy-wise, just toyetic thing. I've had it for a while, but I still look this thing. I know it's a Fortnite thing, but
yeah, that's what is it, Professor something or what?
Yeah, it's to me. You really could put this on a Cobra shelf as a super bat.
Yeah,
it's badass looking.
Entertainment Earth had those on sale a couple of months ago for like $12 a piece or something.
Yeah,
I should have picked some up. I didn't.
Oh, I would love to have been able to trick build that thing.
Yeah, Entertainment Earth when they had one of their sales here at like the beginning of summer had a bunch of stuff.
Else said the Exo-Man reboot from years ago was good too.
Yeah, that's what I actually did hear about, because I know they tried to bring back Valiant, and I know, Bloodshot and some other characters come back, but I actually have heard before that Exo-Manowar was primarily the only character that they brought back in the reboot or whatever that was like really, really strong. As far as the book was really, really strong. I've never picked them up.
Yeah.
Is it still going? Is Valiant still doing anything? Or
I think they are. They're not as strong. They did some of the stupidness too that the other companies did.
Mm-hmm.
They hired that one editor that's basically cancer, and she about destroyed Valiant too. I'm not going to name names, but everywhere she goes, this basically ruins everything she does.
So much of that is happening now, and we were talking about this before the chat, but it's like, whether you're talking about comics like we are, or you're talking about movie franchises or TV franchises or whatever, it's like these people are just, they want to get rid of the people that they make money off of in exchange for people that are not fans, people that will never be fans, people that might pick up an issue here or there or go watch an episode of television or might occasionally see a movie. And they want to try and get rid of everybody who religiously buys the comics or buys the toys or watches the television shows or watches the movies or whatever it is. And they want to oust all those people that have history with a franchise or with a character or whatever, in exchange for, whatever this new, identity politics, virtue signaling stuff is that the people they're trying to pull in are not people that really care. Like, they get a bump when they release a new character or something because of, but
they
that's
did
it.
the same thing before they even did it to media. They did it to like fast food chains. Look what they did to McDonald's. They made were able to force McDonald's to completely overhaul their entire menu system, change their structures, got rid of the playgrounds, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll never buy their food.
Yeah. You're placating to people who are not your target audience, who are not ever going to be your customers.
I feel sorry for the kids that don't have the playhouse when you go to McDonald's.
I know, dude. Everybody. People of our age, remember like the the what was the cop's name? Remember that every playground had that tower with a head on it, and I can't remember his name. What was his name?
Was it a Hamburglar?
No, he was the cop.
The cop. What was the cop's name?
I can't remember the cop's name, but remember the thing? It was like a tree house that they had in the playground, and you could climb up the middle and get inside there, and it had the bars on the outside where his teeth were and everything. Like, yeah, they get rid of the playgrounds. And they do the big push for, well, we've got to change what kind of food you're serving, and now you need to have calorie counts and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but the people that come here religiously don't care about any of that stuff. And all you're doing is pushing those people in a way in exchange for people who were never going to come here anyway. And it's the same thing in comics and movies and TV right now. And I look, and this is the thing, and I've talked about this with you, and I've talked about it with Quinn out there. This is the thing that gets me, is that we've got a bunch of people, and I'm a very proud geek from birth. I was born into a family that was full of Trekkies and Superman fans and sci-fi fans, and I grew up into it like Bane did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And geeks, since I was born, geeks have been the most, to use their term, progressive group of people ever. Mm-hmm. We were the first ones to start introducing female heroes who could kick ass. We were the first ones to include gay characters into stories and media and things like that. We were the first ones, when you go back and whether you're looking at Black Panther or, whoever, right? We were the first ones to introduce major black characters in a time when that was not a very popular thing to do. It was the people in geek culture that were ahead of the curve when it comes to all these new progressive politics and ideology and identity politics and all this stuff. Yet we're the ones they want to yell at and preach to when we were doing it first. I
remember when they started attacking Star Trek fans. As far as some of the most progressive people out there.
Yeah.
They were calling them every istophobe out there. And because we don't like bad writing.
Yeah. And it's like, and you say, and it's like, you're preaching to us. I've been absorbing this stuff since 1977, and you want to preach to me about how I'm intolerant because I don't like your new story because it's got a woman in it. No, it's because it sucks. That's why I don't like it. It's not because it has a woman in it or a gay character, whatever it is, because we've been reading this content in comic books and watching it on television on Star Trek and watching it in comic book movies and sci-fi movies and all this stuff since I was born. Your stories just suck. You just don't know how to write a good story, so you co-opt other characters that already have history to push your agenda with.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just coming up with new good stuff like everybody else did for decades.
The Strangers, one of my favorite Ultraverse comics. Spectral. He was gay, but they didn't make a big deal of it. Heck, it took me getting older to realize his powers were actually the pride flag. It's like he looked like the Human Torch, but different flames, and each flame had a different power, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like nobody.
They didn't shove it in anybody's faces.
Yeah.
They just wrote a good character.
He didn't wear booty shorts and go on dates and prance around like they do with Iceman now.
And just write good stuff. Just write good stuff. Come up with new characters that are good characters, that are original characters. Stop taking old characters and redoing them to fit in this mold and trying to push out people who've been a fan of yours for decades in exchange for people that aren't going to care about what you're doing. Like they'll talk about it on social media for a little while, and they'll be like, "You go, girl," or whatever they're doing, but they're not going to actually be long-term, purveyors of your content.
The Beard Gang hashtag. I like that one.
Yours is bushier than mine.
I
keep mine shorn here because otherwise I look insane because the stuff on the side of my face just grows everywhere. So I have to keep it short here. This is the only thing I let grow out. But
this is cool. Quinn said my friend's dad did construction work for when they remodeled the McDonald's. Got to keep all the McDonald's equipment and still has it to this day in his backyard. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Victor made a point too. Is the playgrounds might have been like the crazy lawsuit mentality people got anymore now too.
That's true. We became a very litigious society.
Yeah. The
Dork Lord. I like that. That's a great name.
trademark by Quinn Comics. Dork Lord.
That's a comic book right there.
Yep. Star Trek was the first show that did the interracial kiss.
Yes. And we were all fans of it, and we watched it, and we loved Uhura, and we loved all the different characters and the different storylines because they were written well. And it made sense.
I love the fact too not modern Trek, like everybody's still racist and bigots and everything else in Star Trek times, but in the TOS era, they made a point to move past all that, and they told everybody, they showed that kind of behavior with the aliens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, very famous episode, the black on one side, white on the other, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Very famous episode, which was a way to point out, why it was stupid to be racist. And it did it very simply and very easily. It made a great point for society at a time when they needed it. But when you do that again at a point in society when, I don't know about y'all, anybody watching, like granted, I wasn't born in the 60s, right? So it had to be way worse then. But I was raised in the 80s. There was, you were raised in the 80s in Texas. Yeah. I still knew some racist people growing up. Some of my friends' parents or stuff like that. It has gotten nothing but better and better through the entire 46 years of my life. Mm-hmm. We've gotten more tolerant and less racist, yet we are preached about it more today than ever in my lifetime, as if we are somehow worse today than we were 40 years ago.
Weird. Like Gen X, we got rid of it pretty much. Yeah. Then all the other ones brought it back.
Yeah. These little zillennials, or whatever they're called now, are bringing it back, not because it's actually real or exists, but because they just want to be a victim. I'm not trying to get into politics in this chat, people. It's true.
Well, that's be a good segue to transition to, let's do some toy news.
Toys! Yay!
Toys?
I like it.
Talk some toys? Let's talk some toys.
I like toys. I don't know. I know it's hard to tell. But I love
know. It's like, huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Either. Anybody looking wouldn't know we're into toys. You'd be like, huh, oh, really? Toys? Interesting. Okay. Didn't see that one coming. But it's true. It's true.
Let's see. You want to do yours first, or I got some loaded up?
It does not matter to me at all. I pulled up, what I did is I just pulled up a bunch of Toy Arc stories or articles.
I've got Toy Arcs and a few other different websites. And I'll go ahead to...
No. I mean, if you've got Toy Arc already pulled up, by all means, take it away. I just pulled up some of the stuff that I thought was mildly interesting, and even a couple things I didn't, which are mostly DC Multiverse related. But
no, I know you're not getting these, but I'm getting I don't get a lot of these because they're expensive.
I want to, but they are so expensive, and it makes it really hard.
Hobby Link Japan, though, the price is a little more reasonable.
Yeah,
the U.S. price is $105. You get here, and they have like a pile of loot system like we at toy stores, so you can let it sit for a while, so you don't have to pay international shipping for everything. You can let it build up for a little bit. So I'm getting all the Ring and Superman. I'm digging these a lot. Best steel figure we've gotten ever. The Eradicator was one of my favorites from the Ring and Superman too. So I got this on pre-order. Makes me want I hope they do Superman after the rain when he's got the darker blue suit, the long hair. That'd be really cool if they did that.
Yeah, I really want to get these figures now that I'm moving away from McFarlane and into that scale of figure with my DCUC stuff. I have more incentive to pick some of these guys up.
Best deal ever. I got this one already. This thing is just an amazing piece. I've been on the fence for a while about getting the Poison Ivy, and that Poison Ivy looks great. But to me, I'm still sticking with just Reign of Superman, and I got the Nightfall, Jumpfall Valley Batman. I got that one, and the other Mayfix is the Captain Class suit. This is one Hasbro needs a redo badly. that first suit. I love that design. But they won't redo that figure for some reason.
Yeah, even though they're redoing a whole bunch of new figures now all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, but this is not on the list. Yeah. Everybody's favorite MCU Captain America costume. But Mayfix cannot do unmask Chris Evans' head. That is awful.
Oh, that's horrible.
This, not bad. That's all right. This, I don't know who this is.
That doesn't even look as good as the one I've got up there. My MCU one looks better than that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was this is mainly just brought up because I want to see Hasbro redo this one, but I don't get it why they don't, especially with that last batch.
Like, it would be worth it picking that up and then putting this head on there. Just this is a better head. It's a better head sculpt for Chris Evans than that thing is. But this is not a bad figure, by the way. I forget which one this is. I think this is Endgame. No, this isn't Endgame Cap. I don't remember which. I think maybe this came in one of the 2-packs or something. Yeah. Whichever one that came with his unmasked head. I don't think the single carded one did.
I have no idea what this is, but I just saw it and it looked badass. I like
that. Does look. You know what that looks like? That looks like one of the Digimon or something.
Kind of. It
kind of like a souped-up version of a Digimon.
It does.
Yes, I know what Digimon is, people. I shouldn't. I'm too old for that, but I know.
This is a classic here.
Oh yeah.
This looks.
Dude, if they would do Vanguard Ace, which was one of the Shokugan shows, that's the one I used to watch as a kid because we got that one that would be broadcast when I was a kid. Was the Vanguard Ace? Well, I've heard it called Vanguard Ace, and I've heard it called Vanguard Ace. I don't know which is the original. When I was a kid, they played it on television in Dallas as Vanguard Ace. But I've heard other people go, well, actually, it's Vanguard Ace with a D. Well, okay, whatever. I don't know.
Darth, yeah, this is going to be like a show we're going to be doing more often now.
Yeah.
And
it's a Friday night.
He's got Eradicator on order.
Ooh, really?
So,
you have tempted me, sir.
Quinn,
he got it on order. That doesn't mean he's got it right now. But
just tease him a lot with that when you get it, Quinn.
Well, message me when you get it in. I might. I want to get those.
These in a pose on one side when they're posed. This looks fantastic in this pose right here.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is when you look to the other side, it looks awful. Look.
Yeah, Revoltech stuff. I've played around with them. I've got like I got a little Revoltech Boba Fett here.
It's one of those things you're not supposed to rotate a Robotech.
No, so I've got Boba Fett here. By the way, the only way I could get him to look even halfway normal is I actually replaced his shoulder joints with non-double ball pegged shoulder joints. I actually took these shoulder joints off of a Bandai model kit, and I used the shoulder joint off a Bandai model kit, so he would just have a single jointed shoulder ball peg, and that's the only way I could get him to look halfway normal. When I got him in originally brand new, his legs were on backwards. Like he had his right leg on his left side and his left leg on his right side. That took me a while to figure out why he was standing bow-legged. It's a decent figure, but like it's not great.
And SH Figure Arts has gone like crazy in pricing now too.
Yeah.
On the Collector Express Discord, somebody posted like the One Piece. One of the newest ones, they want the big dragon guy. I forget, I'm blanking on his name right off, but $239. That's insane.
What?
And it's under 10 inches tall. It's like 9.34, something like that. It's tall.
That is insane.
Now this, I'm a big Transformers fan, and I love the fact they're doing a articulated G1 Optimus Prime. It looks like the original toy, but it can be posed like a modern figure.
That is cool.
I'm hoping they do a Megatron like this. I hope this is not going to be a one-off. and I would want to have the match it up with the Megatron. The Megatron, though, you got to figure out. I would like them to re-engineer it because you get the trigger crotch in robot mode. But
yeah, I'm still waiting for somebody, and I know you told me about the one you've got. I'm still waiting for a good. One thing I need in my collection is the Megatron P-38, like an original P-38. I'm more concerned with his alt mode being accurate than I am with his. I don't care if it's, because I know they've done it a few times, but I don't care if it's old school and it just transforms like the original one back in the 80s, which was, let's be honest, was kind of awful. It was kind of an awful robot mode, but I don't even care because I care about the alt mode. And then the one you got, you said was a re-release. What, in the 2000s?
Yeah, it's early 2000s. They did a couple of reissues, but then they did the original like G1 style, the Japanese box. Then the one I got is called Transformers Collection. The box is close by. I don't. They're made to look like books. You can fold them, close them up, and really cool packaging. I used to have the whole set, but when I was in graduate school, I sold them like the pay for school, like all my extra ones. And
that's one I definitely want. I've been wanting because it's because there was that whole big movement in the 90s to make Megatron not a gun anymore. Yet he stayed a gun. Like he was just a bigger gun because he was a tank with a bigger gun, which didn't make any sense from any realistic perspective. But whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so finding Megatron as just a gun is really hard because there's only so many of them. I think at this point he's been made way more times as other things, whether it's a jet or a diesel or a tank or a cannon or whatever else it is, than he ever has versions of him just as a pistol.
I love this Beast. Dinobot's my favorite Beast Wars character. And
those are awesome. I was looking at these because we've talked about this before. I freely admit I'm not the biggest Transformers collector, right? Mm-hmm. Like I like the shows and stuff, but I don't really collect Transformer toys. But Beast Wars was definitely something that's definitely something I would collect. I love Beast Wars in the 90s. I still love watching that today. I could rewatch that show and just have a ball. Beast Wars is definitely something I would not mind picking up, and those figures look amazing. That Megatron right there looks awesome.
Yeah, that's the masterpiece one there.
There's no way I would pay that much for it, but it looks great.
This one's a great one too. This is just this. This is like the one that was released here, but in show accurate paint schemes.
That's not bad. $100 for both of them.
Yep.
That's not bad at all. And those are both great looking figures. What's the scale on those? Like, what are these like?
They're pretty good. They're Primal's about the size of just probably around the size of an action figure. Megatron's bigger.
Okay. Yeah, those look really cool. Like I would totally devote one of my shelves to Beast Wars.
I love the paint job on this thing.
That's gorgeous.
And we got close these on. Ramen Toys. They've got 1,650 orders of the Ramen Racer. But what I pulled this up for, they're doing the
NECA. Yeah, the sewer set.
They're going to outdo NECA and do the sewer set.
Yeah, which is awesome. Thank God. I'm glad there are companies like this that are doing this stuff.
This looks really good so far. I'm really digging it. And if you get all three on their website, if you buy all three versions of the Ace Aviator, you get a bonus item.
What could it be?
And patches and a helmet. Not sure who this could be, but
I don't know. Curious, very curious.
They're new 80s commanders, like the drone. Sorry, start shipping. It's very cool. But I'm very tempted to order the Marshall. We'll get it on the early bird pricing because that's a hell of a difference in price. $100 versus $70.
Yeah.
$30 off. Very tempting. I'm so looking forward to this. And this one. But mainly this one. The 3030 is one of what's making me really tempted. Well, what tipped me over the scale, possibility of them getting the license to do He-Man figures. And this matches up with it.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. And 5K Toys, their website that sells like third party and official stuff too. It's kind of annoying. You go to their website, everything's redacted where you can't see it because it's for legal issues. So you got to go to their Instagram account to see unblurred picture, so you can see the faces and everything. But their prices are really good. Now this looks wicked.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen that one.
That is very damn tempting. He's pricey, but look what you're getting, though.
You know what I see in that? A custom green and yellow paint job, and he's super Loki.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a demonic Loki. As soon as
yeah, it does. Yeah. I see super Loki.
And he's
Somebody
got
make
LEDs.
it happen. I mean, it looks awesome the way it is. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. This is very cool. They got some really cool stuff on 5K Toys. We got the 1/6 scale stuff. There's some cool looking stuff, but it's just not a scale I collect.
No, I'm not into it. The only 1/6 scale figure I have is that Marvel Legends 12-inch Captain America they did. What's it been now? 7-8 years ago or whatever. The one that they just turned into the oh my god, completely blanking now. They just turned into the Avengers guy. Why am I blanking on his name? The green guy who can copy all the Avengers powers.
Super Adaptoid.
Thank you. That name just completely went out of my head. Yeah, the figure that they tweaked to get Super Adaptoid, that Captain America figure from a few years ago. I don't remember when it came out. I've got him on my Captain America shelf, and it is a great figure. It's just like I don't care about that scale. I only bought him because I found him at a flea market for $20 new in package, and I was like, "Cool, I'll take it." You know, and they're great detailed figures. For their size, they have awesome articulation. But I don't care about that scale. I can't imagine trying to collect that scale of figure.
Mm-hmm. And you imagine that if we had this many figures in that scale,
yeah,
it'd be insane.
You'd have like maybe 10% of the collection.
I'd be like crowded against the screen because they'd take the whole room.
Yeah.
I like Terry Bogard. I always liked it. Something about the simple design, but I always liked it.
Yeah.
Let's check the chat real quick. Geek Fusion. I had to go down.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, somebody had a motorcycle accident. It's not related.
Saw a new G1 Megatron somewhere. I think somebody mocked up a version of Megatron to look like his Prime. I don't know if it's coming or not, but I hope it does. New Beast Wars Tarantulas is freaking awesome.
I think I'm getting away from the gunload Megatron's understandable.
Yeah.
No, it definitely is more like it makes sense. Everybody else was transforming into these big things, and he transformed into a little handgun. Like it made way more sense for him to be a tank or something. Like it really did.
The big thing I want though is like they keep cheaping out on. I love the G2 Megatron design, the comic book design. The toy was very blocky, of course.
Yeah, the tank. It was awesome. I had that guy.
But they don't. But nobody's done a prop when they did G2 Megatron for the current lines. They just recolored the regular Megatron, where he's got the flat, like gun-looking chest and stuff. I want the front of the tank jetting out, and I want it to look like the comic. I was hoping that there's a a third-party company called Fan Hobby. They did a G2 up on my top shelf. I got a G2 Optimus Prime, the laser rod with the long nose cab. Fantastic figure. They teased they were going to do a Megatron, then they start doing like the Unicron trilogy stuff. Which I understand. Those people, that stuff started in 2000, so those people have adult money now. And they're collectors too, but don't leave us hanging for damn how many years it has been now. So go ahead and make the G2 Megatron.
Yeah.
And I even commented to him, if you do this, I want it in the comic book colors. The comic book colors were badass. They were actually like military style colors, but we got the military green, but with a really dark purple instead of like the lime Hulk green. But let's see. Oh, we get to this is pretty cool. You know,
that's Jill Valentine. Isn't that supposed to be Jill Valentine?
I just completely blanked out on the franchise for a second.
Yeah, Resident Evil. There you go.
Resident Evil. That's like my brain went loading.
Yep.
Loading.
You had a Mitch McConnell moment.
Let's see, another Resident Evil 1 too, isn't it?
Yep, that's is that Jill too? I can't remember which outfit that's from. I can't remember. I think that's Jill Valentine too, from one of the different games.
These are wacky, but they're kind of cool.
This is what I imagine. I saw these, and we were talking about this a few weeks ago when somebody in one of the chats was saying they were bringing Street Sharks back, and then I went and looked it up, and it's like dumb stuff from Mattel or whatever.
Claire.
Like it looks Claire. Thank you, Claire Redfield. Thank you, Victor. This is what I imagine Street Shark should be. Like if you're gonna release some stuff, like bring it back like this. And I'm not saying obviously this is a higher quality with than what Mattel would do, but I mean even if you're doing like Masterverse level versions of this, like we've seen what they're doing with Masterverse, they could do stuff pretty close to this. Make some pretty cool figures if they wanted to bring Street Sharks back to retail. But yeah,
not bad though for $60 a piece, or you get the whole set for $170.
Yeah.
I like this one. It's the mobster looking one. What we need is somebody to buy up some company to buy up all the anamorphic stuff from the 90s, your Street Sharks, your biker mice from Mars, and everything where it's like, hey, Ryan Reynolds is
go ahead and throw SWAT cats in there too. I don't care. And then
there's talk that Ryan Reynolds is trying to buy biker mice from Mars.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He's actually a fan of the property.
Let's get like a shared universe going here. Get some toys out there, maybe some comics, maybe a cartoon series or something. There was so much in the wake of TMNT. There was so much of this, anamorphic stuff in the 90s that, and not all of it was great. In fact, a lot of it wasn't great. But like with new stories and that kind of stuff, and putting a lot of these characters in a shared universe or something, I feel like you could come up with some cool stuff and a reason to get people excited to buy like a new line of toys or whatever, because people are already buying, I'm blanking on the name of the company that's doing the biker mice from Mars right now. People are pre-ordering that. People are interested in this stuff already on it, at least a smaller scale. I mean, we're not talking Marvel Legends scale or anything like that, but like people are supporting these projects and supporting these things that are coming out, these kind of little one-off, things that have like smaller fan bases and stuff. Like there is support to put some stuff out there.
Now this, I have no connection with this. I don't know what this is.
You showed me this the other day, and I don't know what this thing is. It looks like Swamp Thing and a werewolf had a baby, and I love it. I love it. It looks awesome. I have no idea where this comes from. I don't know, is this a comic? Is this a cartoon? Is this a movie? Is this just something made up as a toy? I don't know.
It's Fury Toys. I think it's just made up for them, and I love it.
It's awesome
Yeah,
looking.
Quinn's like it's a badass looking Wendigo.
Yeah. It looks great. Like you've even got a little Doomsday mixed in there too, with like some bone stuff. Looks like almost coming off of the forearms. Like whatever it is, it's really cool looking.
I don't know if this is the final color or if it's just a prototype thing, but it's even just this.
Even in that color, that looks. I would take that just like that.
Yeah, I dig this. This may be end up in my collection. One of these. This popped up in my feed on Instagram recently, and it just launched. It's a company doing stuff like Mythic Legions, but it's their own thing, and they're really cool.
Oh yeah, I've seen this because this popped up for me as was it a Kickstarter or something?
Yep.
On
it
popped up on Facebook for me, and I remember looking at these, and I wasn't sure what it was, but it looked pretty cool. I mean, the figures looked good. They're all 1/12 scale figures. I don't remember what the articulation scheme was on them.
I think it just launched today or yesterday and it's already at almost a halfway backed.
Wow.
This thing, they got some really cool looking stuff, and their prices are not bad. The figures.
What are their tiers?
$40 for a single figure.
$40 for a figure? That's not bad.
3-pack you get for $109, and the detail on these things are really cool. The articulation looks like it's like Mythic Legions. You got the solid torsos. You got the bend at the elbow and swivel at the elbows, and the hinge. Very similar to like Mythic Legions articulation, which is, but the detail and stuff is really cool. A lot of different character choices too. For a Kickstarter, like just starting out, a lot of parts. There's a rundown on all the articulation. The neck, double barbell peg on the neck, shoulders. You get the ball joint elbow and swivels.
Ooh, ball joint knees. So you're going to have some swivel at the knee too.
Yep. And thigh swivel.
Ball joint elbows, yeah. So you're going to have that kind of Star Wars Black Series elbows and knees, which is nice. If you're not going to do double jointed, that's at least better than just single jointed. That's a definite step up.
This is very ambitious project, and they're putting a lot of work in this thing. It's
is that translucent? I have a thing for translucent figures.
This dude looks like he's made out of ice.
Oh, that's awesome. I love a good translucent.
All the hands.
Yeah, that looks great. It's a lot of accessories.
$39. Meld Master. Concept art, 7-inch tall model. And where they're like aliens too, you could work 7-inch these into a Legends collection.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool too, like a lava. I guess they're like elemental, like base power type things. You got ice and you got lava, fire.
That would look great on my Ghost Rider shelf. That dude right there.
Oh, that would work.
Right next to Blackheart.
Oh yeah, Sherman's doing
the Street Humans. Yeah. I mean, I've been hearing about him for a while because I know that was something he had started, like right before COVID happened, and then COVID happened, and then it kind of just
for a while. Which I think is good because I've seen the new figures. The articulation looks really good. They're like the same type of range as the the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man, where you got the upside down ab crunch, diaphragm joint, and all that stuff.
Are they Marvel Legends scale, or are they like Fuchsia stuff in true 6-inch scale?
I think they're going to be like Marvel Legends scale.
Okay, so they're like 1/11 scale.
Yeah, I don't get Fuchsia making their stuff true 1/12 scale. Much as they talk about like wanting everything, talk about Marvel Legends stuff being that size, then they made their stuff small. But this is very impressive. I dig this one. It's like a Reaper type thing, or a Skeletorish. I like that a lot. I dig all these. Definitely. Yeah, I'll stick this one in the chat. Just everybody wants to check this one out. That is such a cool looking figures in a Kickstarter. Oh, this is cool too. Thing is, like, I wouldn't really backing all 12, but be picking out which one you'd want if you know this right here.
Yeah.
Oh, these are cool. Gatekeeper. That's really cool. So, let's see what else we got pulled up. Oh, announced today they're doing reissues of these two. We're getting the Moon Knight and the Amazing Fantasies number 15 Spider-Man.
Yep. I don't care about the Spider-Man. Even though I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, I have the original. I've got extras of the original, actually. But that Moon Knight, I don't have that Moon Knight.
They're going to be retro carded too. The only bad thing I heard today, they're Target exclusive. So it may be a pain he has to get them.
Yeah, but they don't go on. They go on sale in 2 weeks on the 15th, right?
15th, yeah.
I think it's when they go up for pre-order. I will definitely be ordering Moon Knight. Again, the Spider-Man. I mean, the only difference between him and the one that I've got is he's got the blue symbol on the back instead of the black symbol.
Yeah.
So other than that, it's the same figure that was already released, the same Amazing Fantasy, which I already have. So I'm not worried about him. But Moon Knight, definitely. I mean, I know the blue symbol on the back. I mean, I get the comic book origins of that. I just don't like it.
Yeah. I may end up getting both of these just to hang on the wall because I didn't get the Amazing Fantasy one, plus it was in the box, and I hate those closed boxes.
Yeah.
And this one I can just hang on the wall like this.
Yeah, and you don't see the blue thing on its back.
Exactly.
I do love those retro packages, though, that mimic the early Toy Biz stuff, that first line of Marvel superheroes. I love those packages. I've got a bunch of them on my wall, old school ones.
It kills me that they invested and made that packaging for both Iron Man and Ghost Rider and haven't done any other characters on those packagings.
Yeah.
Give us a Mandarin that looks like that with the green skin and all, like from the animated series that was in that line.
When was the last time we got a Mandarin figure? Was it Toy Biz? Have we gotten one with Hasbro?
No, only the Mandarin we got was from the MCU one from that 3-pack,
which doesn't count.
The fake Mandarin.
Yeah, doesn't count. So yeah, because the last one I remember was it the face-off one?
Well, I guess we got the Shang-Chi's dad Mandarin. But
yeah, which again doesn't count. But like the last one I remember, maybe I'm wrong, was the
Face-Off series too.
The Toy Biz Face-Off, right? Yeah.
Yep.
That was the last one we got. So for such a big villain in Marvel Comics, especially for Iron Man, who's an A-lister, I don't know why we haven't gotten another one since then. I mean, he's green, not yellow, so it's not racist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and they can do them regular. They could do for two different versions. Do one green skin like the cartoon and on the original toy, and do one with his regular skin tone like in the comics.
Yeah, he wasn't, and he never was in the comics like as stereotypically racist as Shang-Chi's dad was. So, like, you could do him. It's okay. You're not going to offend anybody.
I know we're both getting burned out on McFarlane and stuff, but the superpower is a little different. But one thing that pisses me off, one of my favorite Superman costumes is the Reborn costume. And the first figure we get of it is the superpowers. This is the costume he was wearing right before they did the Action Comics 1000 when they put him back in the red trunks.
Yeah. I've got friends who were into these superpower things, and I get it, childhood stuff. It's not anything that I care about.
Yeah, one of the regulars on my channel is Cedric 2813. He said that Blue Beetle, flying ship that you got, superpowers fit in it perfect.
There you go. And it's $25, man. I'm telling you.
Speaking of the MCU figures, and we don't have the Iron. They gave us another Winter Soldier instead of the first movie Cap. So we've got plenty of this. They've done this one a couple, I think, once or twice.
Yeah,
but give us a new body for the first Avenger. But the Widow, and look, the Widow is the one I'm looking forward to most because she's got a new body.
The only one, honestly, for me that I'm looking forward to is that Dark World Thor, because I don't have the original, and that's way better than the original. But the rest of those, we've gotten these figures so many times at this point.
She's getting a lot of new parts. She got double jointed elbows, a lot more posable figure.
Does she have articulation? I can't tell.
No, that she got those weird ass high heels. She's got a lot of new parts, but she does some of the older parts too. But she can do this now. She's got double joint elbows. So you can actually hold her arms up, holding her weapons.
I do like that she comes with the different head sculpts because I like the longer hair better because that's Winter Soldier, which I think is the best look for her.
So you can do the first movie, first Avengers movie, and Winter Soldier look on the same figure.
Yeah.
Plus, having extra heads, you can upgrade your older Black Widow figures too. You use one of these heads on it because it's got the new face printing technology, and it's not that bad. Are these going to
be exclusives to Walmart?
Probably.
The last set of MCU anniversary, whatever, 10 years, weren't those Walmart exclusives? Until they eventually made it out to like Big Bad Toy Store and stuff, but they started out as like Walmart exclusives. That 10 years line that came out a couple years ago.
Looks like they're available everywhere.
Okay, they're going to be available. Okay,
there's links already. Is it? Oh, yeah, they're up for pre-order now.
Oh, hey, well, there you go. Send me the link to that Thor.
Will do. Let's see. But let's go down here. The banner.
I can just look it up myself. Never mind.
I don't really see a point in this one.
Yeah, I don't care about Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner.
No, if I want Hulk. I don't want Mark Ruffalo being Mark Ruffalo because he's horrible Banner.
Yeah,
he's the Mark II. I'm kind of interested in that just because I like the movie armors. Yeah, it looks like a nice one too. You get the new War Machine.
And again, maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't really see much difference.
Yeah, I don't. These are for people that didn't get it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
does the Spider-Man have stripes?
He does finally.
Okay.
No, he don't.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have stripes.
They didn't put any paint on it.
So what's the point? Like, I have that figure. And I have that head that came with a different figure.
Yep. You can just put them together.
I don't need that.
All these are just reissues. Now this,
the Thor, I like that. That one I like.
New ankles. So he's got ankle pivots now. I think the original Dark World had the swivel ankles and didn't pivot. So that's an upgrade. Plus the better face to print.
Yeah. That's a definite upgrade. And
this head is not very good. The smiling head. That is not good.
That doesn't even look like Chris Hemsworth. But that's okay.
Oh, you know what that looks like? It almost looks like that's a stunt double. You called her stunt doubles.
Yeah, I've got that Captain America, which is a great figure, by the way. I mean, if people don't have it, you should definitely get it. I love his
great new heads. The head, I will have to admit, these head sculpts are so much better than what that came with that figure. These are they've done this head sculpt before, but not on this figure. But this is an all new head for this one, which looks great. But do I want to? The main one draws for me is Black Widow, and maybe the Mark II. And you get the Dark World Thor, which I got Dark World Thor right behind me, right there. I got a Thor. I got MCU Iron Man, the other MCU characters, MCU Thors. Then it goes back over to comic stuff. Down the bottom shelf. I'm pointing at stuff you can't see off screen. Hi, toys. I wish these were like legend scale. These are like 4 inches tall. It's kind of disappointing that they're not bigger because I love Star Trek, but we don't have yet to get decent action figure line of Star Trek figures.
I mean, best action figure line of Star Trek we've ever gotten was Playmates back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, are still very cheap. If you want to collect them, you can pick them up. I see them all the time on eBay for like 10 to 15 bucks a piece. They're not very expensive.
Then we got the Tekken, which I've always was more into like the Capcom stuff than other fighting games. I like Mortal Kombat some, but these are okay. I'm just not really that big into them.
Yeah.
They seem a little pricey for what you're getting, though.
They look, you know what they look like? They look, I mean, if you look at the gaps on that ab crunch and stuff, they look like lower end Mattel products.
Yeah. Their paints and stuff, they're flat, and they look, the sculpts are kind of soft.
Yeah.
So I'm not really seeing the $25 price point on here.
Look at that gap right. Look at the ab crunch right there.
Yeah, and look around the neck.
Yeah. It's just kind of odd looking.
Are the pants rubber or something? Because I don't see no joints. Yeah, the pants are rubber or something because you can see like the way it bends.
Yeah.
That's going to hinder articulation like crazy. And you got pins in $25 figures. Pins in the arms, pins in the leg. I don't see them in the legs here, but they're definitely in the arms. Yeah, I'm just not really feeling the Storm. Storm Collectibles doing better, but they're just Storm Collectibles is like a 7/8 line, even though they claim to be a 1/12 scale line. But I just don't. I'm not that big into Tekken.
I think the company that's doing the best
here's White Chicks.
Oh God, yeah, you saw that, right?
Yeah. Guess what? You see this picture here, and they didn't paint her legs. They left them red plastic. And this is their premium gold label. To get the legs painted, you're going to later on. You got to pay even more.
Yes.
With platinum.
Yeah.
And maybe it won't look like
one of the many reasons why I'm just not doing McFarlane anymore. Yeah. Like plus, once in a while, I'll pick something up from them, but that's it.
And plus, it may not look like the Wayans brothers, so maybe get the platinum one too.
Yeah.
Rubber mask. Yeah,
exactly. I hadn't noticed that because I'd seen this thing before, and then I saw that side-by-side comparison. I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what that looks like.
As soon as I saw you showed up pictures, like I can't unsee that now.
Yeah.
They got their the Injustice figures. So we got the Evil Superman versus Brainiac, which
are kind of. I mean, I don't.
Well, the most impressive fact is he made a new body for Superman.
Yeah. That is the. I mean, and it's appropriately proportioned, which is nice.
The head sculpt is god awful.
Yeah, I don't care about that version of Superman at all. I have no.
I am so sick of the evil Superman, and it's been done to death.
Yeah,
move on. But it looks all right. Yeah, Victor's like toupee Superman. It does look like
it's odd. It's odd looking. Yeah. It's and as much as I love Superman, that's one I don't care about. And that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But not enough for me to want to go pick it up.
because it's a
weird looking face sculpt. Like, is he smiling? Like, I can't tell.
They start doing like the weird lips color like Hasbro's been doing too.
Yeah. I mean, look. I look at it. It looks like a good sculpt. Like, it looks well done, well detailed. Man, I like that we've got some kind of shading and texturing in the metal that gives it kind of a realistic look.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. It's just I look at it and I go, okay, cool, but not anything I'm gonna pick up.
We get Firestorm, a Sinestro, and a Hawkman.
I will say that Firestorm and that Hawkeye are probably the best looking McFarlane figures I've seen in a while.
Well, this, though, shows the fact he doesn't know anything about the characters. Yes, he's called Firestorm, but it's not his powers.
Yeah,
he's the nuclear man. He's got Fire Fist. It's like, why has he got fire powers? That's not his powers. He should have like a atomic energy, like
like the rings coming off his hands or something.
Yeah,
but it is a good looking figure. I do admit
it don't have the crazy looking long legs.
Yeah, and I will clarify, it's a good looking figure for McFarlane.
And the back of the packaging looks nothing like the figure.
Completely different costume for Firestorm.
Yep. And Sinestro, and you got texture.
I hate that. I'm sorry. I don't need over textured everything on my comic accurate figures that don't have texture in the comics. If you're doing movie figures where they do have that, great.
What the hell?
He got burned in the shape of Superman's emblem.
Yeah, and I know it's supposed to be chest hair, but it looks like he got lasered in the chest.
Yeah. It looks like Superman's emblem. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a Superman emblem.
That looks terrible. I don't know what version of Hawkman it's supposed to be. I don't recognize it.
I don't know. I really don't. But
and again,
it is still a good looking figure for McFarlane. Now, I don't know if that's saying much, but I'm like, if I was still collecting McFarlane, that would be one I would pick up. Weird laser burn Superman hair and all.
Oh, guess what? Amazon delayed my the gold label Batmobile, so I probably won't get it. They'll probably end up canceling.
Oh my god! Well, at least you got one. You got one at least. So
yeah, it looks like that gold label looks so damn good. I seen some side by sides. I was like, damn, they're going to cancel it on me. This one I got pulled up mainly because the DC Direct reissues they're doing, the animated series.
I want to like those, but I just can't with that ridiculous cell shading. That is the worst cell shading I have ever seen.
They were great figures. This is McFarlane putting his hands on this.
Yeah, like the sculpt is there.
Because he didn't have anything to do with the sculpt. These were done by DC Direct back in the day, but now he's in charge of DC Direct. So let's redo them with cell shading.
Which looks bad. That's just looked like somebody slopped some paint on one side of it. It doesn't look like cell shading.
This was their most articulate version of Batman they did for this line. And a lot of people didn't get it because it was hard to get. And it gets reissued with the stupid cell shading.
Yeah. I will say, Mr. Freeze looked pretty good. Mr. Freeze was one of the ones that looked good, and Scarecrow. Mr. Freeze and Scarecrow don't look bad. But Batman and Robin, with that cell shading,
he looks like he wet his pants.
Yes, he does. It's not good.
Well, that dude's wearing underwear right there. That's whitey tidy whities. It's condiment man. Yeah. Scarecrow looks pretty good. And even the cell shading with the just kind of following the shadows looks fine. Like I look at that, okay, that looks good. That looks good. I like that figure. And Mr. Freeze is the same way. It looks pretty good. Not sure. Sector 2813 was mentioned earlier. It's like Even fellas, is the cell shading easy to remove on these figures? Probably not. If they're seeing paint, if you remove the cell shading, you're going to remove the paint as well.
Yeah.
Some places it probably will be, but like the Batman where they use black over top of that gray, that's going to be a mess to get off.
Yeah, that one don't look bad. I like that one. And this one doesn't look bad either.
It's minimal. It's not as bad on this one. So it still hurts me about getting this one because I still don't like the cell shading, and I got the what was the Batman Adventures one?
Yeah,
the Adventures of Batman, where he's basically the robot. His body's a robot, and this is the season 1 one where it's just he's actually still got his human body. But nice to have it with the original colors and I want this colors.
Yeah. But I think those are the only 2 salvageable ones.
Yeah. Dude is clearly wearing underwear.
Yep.
Condiment man. Yeah. All right. I pulled this one up just mainly because we was talking about this the other day. It's like he's going to be making a Jim Gordon.
Yep.
I never got this. What was the point of Jim Gordon being Batman?
I don't know. I mean, I remember it happening, but I wasn't reading the books, so I don't know what the storyline even was. I know at one point he had a big mech suit too.
Yep.
That looked like something out of Pat Labor. But
yeah, I was surprised they didn't make it the Build-A-Figure or something other. The mech suit one, because that's what Mattel did back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't
care anymore with Batman. And again, we get back to every Batman looks like a completely different human being, and none of them look like Bruce Wayne.
Exactly. I pulled this one up because this is another one that's going to destroy the value of everybody was paying a fortune for that Action Comics 1000 Superman.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting reissued and actually better color scheme.
Yep.
But I don't have no connection to this version of Atomic Skull. I remember him being green, not purple.
Yeah, I do too. He was green and black.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. But I mean, again, like this, first of all, wait a month. This will go on sale at Target, this 2-pack. And then you'll be able to get Action Comics 1000 for like $30. You'll get a free figure with it. And that's what the Action Comics 1000 is going for, at least $60 on the secondary market right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just buy this instead of buying that. If that's a figure you're missing, just buy that. Or do what I did and get the Doomsday Superman 2-pack and then do a head swap with Rebirth Superman.
Well, I used this Rebirth Superman and I took the trunks off the Doomsday one and put on the Rebirth one and painted the boots. Good to go.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got? Now, I like the old Full Moon Puppet Master movies. They're cheesy as hell, but I always did them. I always liked 6-shooter. Like, that's really cool though. I like them. I don't have any of them yet, but this set almost makes me want to get the other ones that's been released. They're not in scale with anything. Didn't
Full Moon just come out with like a streaming service or something?
They may have. All their movies are on Tubi. So maybe it's.
I remember because it was like I don't know, maybe towards the beginning of the year, 6-7 months ago. I was getting all these ads on Facebook and everywhere for Full Moon Entertainment, and it looked like they were advertising some streaming service where you could go watch all of Full Moon stuff. Maybe it was Tubi. I don't know.
I remember they started out. The puppets were the villains, the first 2 movies.
Yeah.
The third one is basically kind of like a reboot. The puppets become the heroes. The timelines are all, the time periods are all different because the first one, Too Long, is in America. Whoa. He kills himself. Then in the third one is set after that one, but he's still in Germany, and the Nazis are trying to get us technology to reanimate soldiers.
Yeah.
To make unstoppable soldiers. But it was a reboot anyway. when you're younger, you watched you watched the full blown movies that were entertaining, and that's like and you had like skin flicks too, like you get to see the boobs.
I mean, was Full Moon, was that was Trancers too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I loved Trancers as a kid. I was a huge Trancers fan.
No,
I have those. I got those on DVD about 10 years ago. There was a Trancers 1 through 4 release that came out. They look horrible because it looked like somebody just ripped them straight off of a VHS from 1989 and put them on a DVD. But I actually bought it like at Walmart. So it wasn't like it was being sold at Walmart.
The Dragon Ball fans, they're be good. This is from the Tournament of Power, Ultra Instinct Goku.
Yeah.
But what would be cool if they actually reissue the not fully awakened one, because they did a fully awakened one, and there was a pre-order made to order. So you pre-ordered it, they made it, and they shipped it out. And it's one of the cargo ships that got the cargo containers that got lost in the ocean. So most of people didn't get them. That's all I had on Toy News. Do you have any other stuff I missed?
Yeah, I got a couple things here that you didn't go over that I wanted to talk about here. Let me pull this up here. Let me do my screen share here.
Let me while you pull that up, I'm going to run right quick. Now I need to. I drank too much water.
You got dancing in your chair. All right. So one of the things I was looking at earlier is the Star Wars Black Series stuff, which isn't bad. And of course they're mixing in retro collection stuff, which I don't care at all about retro collection. I do like vintage series, vintage collection. Oh, come on. Get to the Black Series and vintage collection. Although that chopper is pretty cool. It's very simplistic, but it's pretty cool. It's not bad, I will say, for being retro series. Like, I might actually pick that one up because the droids are kind of, it kind of works. The simplistic retro collection kind of works with the droids, so it's doable. Why is it just showing me retro collection? Where's the non-retro collection stuff? This is supposed to be. There we go. Now we're getting to the non-retro collections. Oh my gosh. There we go. So we got Chopper here in all his Black Series glory, which is pretty cool. I don't have enough droids in my collection for Black Series. I mean, primarily mostly because most of my Star Wars collection is 3 3/4 inch. So it's either old school vintage stuff from the 80s. I've got a few of the 90s Powers of the Force stuff. And then I've got modern vintage collection. And I don't know. I don't know about you guys out there for Star Wars. For Star Wars and G.I. Joe, and I mean, I've talked about this ad nauseum, but for Star Wars and G.I. Joe, the vehicles are a big selling point for me for those, those figures. And you don't really have that with 6-inch scale stuff, right? You don't have that with 1/12 scale. I mean, you do have a little bit of it, but not much. And not to mention, even the stuff that is out there, honestly, is just too big to really collect to any reasonable level, right? So when it comes to Star Wars and G.I. Joe, where you've got that big selling point of the vehicles being a big part of the reason why you collect, I prefer 3 3/4 inch for those two franchises.
What, you think 6-inch scale stuff's too big for vehicles?
Yeah, it's just too. Look at that. I don't have the room. I wouldn't be able to put like 2 of those in my room.
And I'm not even going to attempt to get the X-wing. I mean, not the X-wing, the TIE Fighter.
Oh my God! Can you imagine a 6-inch scale Millennium Falcon?
Oh God, that's like.
It would be a coffee table in the room. It would be the size of the USS Flag from back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like
a 6-inch scale would probably be the size of your bed, a queen size bed.
Yeah, it'd be huge. So I mean, I you know, and that's what I was talking about. I mean, I do. I collect 6-inch scale G.I. Joe and Star Wars. I just don't collect as much of it as I do the 3 3/4 inch stuff. You know, so I'm picky and choosy when it comes to 6-inch scale Star Wars stuff. You know,
is it a preview of the actor they're going to be getting for Ezra?
I guess so. I'm guessing, yeah. I mean, we did see him in the first episode. We saw like a hologram of him. I couldn't really tell very well what he looked like because it was, you know, like it wasn't even like focused fully on him. He was like this big on the screen. So, you know, I'm not sure what the actor. I'm assuming we're going to get Ezra by the end of outside of just a hologram by the end of the series. I hope. This was kind of cool. I like this.
The only thing with like these new shows like Ahsoka and stuff like that, I understand like bringing in like the Rebels characters. Shouldn't they be older though than what they're depicting them as?
So I mean, we've seen. I mean, really, so far all we've seen, Ahsoka is an alien. So I don't know, and reasonably, Ahsoka should be probably around. She's probably late 40s, pushing 50.
Ahsoka's fine. Her age. Yeah, her age is fine.
Pretty good. I mean, she's a little younger than Ahsoka should be, but not by much. It doesn't really matter.
The Rebels character is the one that's really should be older
Sabine,
than depicting.
Sabine is supposed, like during Rebels, Sabine was supposed to be a couple years older than Ezra. So she was supposed to be about 16 when the show started.
Okay.
So she should have been about 20 when the show ended. Because Ezra went from like 14 to 18 throughout the course of the show. She went from like 16 to 20. So this is now 10 years later. She should be roughly 30 years old. Now that actress does not look 30 years old. I don't know how old she is. She looks like she's in her early 20s. Sabine should be roughly 30. Hera, we're assuming was around 25-ish. So we fast forwarded 10 years from the end of Rebels. So she should be around 45, which I don't know how old Mary Elizabeth Winstead is. She might be pushing late 30s, maybe. I'm not sure, mid to late 30s. I really don't know how old she is. I have no idea. So they're a little bit off. They're not like horribly off, but they're slightly tweaked. I don't know.
Mary Elizabeth's 38.
38. Okay, so she's about 5 years younger than Hera should be, which is the same with Rosario Dawson. She's about 5 years younger than Ahsoka should be. And then again, I don't know how old the actress that's playing Sabine is, but she's supposed to be around 30 years old at this point. But you know, I don't know. I mean, they could definitely use a tweak, but then again, it is like, you know, Star Wars, so I'm not gonna complain too much about it. This character right here, so Marok.
Well, with the actress that's playing Sabine, she's Asian. They look young until they get around about 60, then they could look like 60 something other, then they look 100.
Yeah.
They look 20 until 20, 30, up to another 10, 20 years, then 90.
Yeah.
They look 90. But she's 29.
29. Okay, so that's not bad. That's right.
Yeah, it's not bad.
A year younger than Sabine should be. So that actually works out really well.
This is a cool design.
This is so this is the character Marok. So he is the third bad guy in all of this, with the other two Jedi, or not. Well, one was a Jedi. Ray Stevenson's character is a Jedi, and then his apprentice never was a Jedi. And then we've got this character who comes on screen, and you assume, and we're going to talk about this in more detail tomorrow on my show tomorrow night, but who you assume is an Inquisitor based on his lightsaber. But we don't know. There's some mystery around who he is. Now, I've heard a lot of people speculating that that people are guessing this is supposed to be Ezra, who's been brainwashed. I don't buy that, because Ezra ended up wherever Thrawn is, and we know Thrawn is in another galaxy. Like, they haven't found him yet. And Ezra's wherever he is, because Ezra is the one that took him there. So I don't think this is Ezra. I do, however, think what
the
would be
makeup
awesome,
they shown for the actor playing Thrawn, he looks like a blue Elon Musk.
Well, yeah, he does. By the way, that's the guy who did the voice of Thrawn in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and I don't know if they're going to do this, I think what would be awesome is if this turns out to be Kanan, who survived and got brainwashed.
Oh, that would be
forgot who he was.
Well, but with a mask, it makes sense too.
Yes, with the mask, it makes total sense. It makes way more sense than it being Ezra, because Ezra is not even in the galaxy right now, because he's wherever Thrawn is. It makes way more sense to me this dude ends up being Kanan, who somehow survived that explosion, and I'm hoping that's who it is.
Well, if they can put Vader back together,
they can totally put Kanan back together, and he'd be all messed up and not remember anything and all that kind of stuff. There'd be a reason for him to have the mask and everything. Plus, the designs on this mask are somewhat similar to some of the designs he had on his other mask. Not quite the same, but somewhat similar.
Mm.
I'm hoping this turns out to be Kanan, but we'll see. We probably won't find out till like, I don't know, the end of the. It's going to get 8 episodes, and maybe we'll find out by the 8th episode or something. I don't know, but that's my best guess on who was playing Marok. But it is he's a cool looking character, and that's a great looking action figure.
Oh yeah,
like he's only been on screen a couple of times. He fought at the end of episode 2. He fought Ahsoka on like this dock while the ship was taking off. He fought her for a couple minutes and then took off. And then you see him like in the background one other time. So we haven't seen him much yet, but they obviously are putting some emphasis on there's something going on with him. He's an important character. You know, they're laying the groundwork that he's somebody, whoever he is, but he looks cool. Don't really care about this figure, although she is supposed to be, she's a witch of Dathomir, which is cool, I guess, to have her. This figure does nothing for me, though. Yeah. Like, there's nothing exciting about this figure at all.
It's lacking a lot of paint. It's very
it's a fairly bland, boring figure. So I don't really care about that as a figure. Hu Yang, I definitely want a Hu Yang figure. I'm so glad they got David Tennant to do the voice again, like he did in Rebels, to play Hu Yang, which is cool. But yeah, I definitely want to get him. I wonder if he comes with all his things that come out of his back that hold, like, because he's very similar to General Grievous. He can hold like 6 lightsabers at the same time, but they're for training Jedi. Yeah. But I don't see that in the figure. Nah, you can see him here on the side of the box.
The packaging.
He's got some of the arms coming out.
Packaging art's always better than the actual figure.
Yeah. But that would have been cool if he actually came with that and some training lightsabers or something. Hera looks pretty good. I kind of really want a more accurate Rebels version of her, more than I want the live action version of her, but I get it. The live action version is what's out right now.
I think did they do a Black Series Eyes version of her before? Not the
I think they did of all the Rebels characters, kind of a half cartoony, half realistic version. I've got the only one I've got though is Kanan and Sabine. I've got Kanan.
I remember they did those two. I couldn't remember if they did her or not.
Now I do have, and I did a video of this on my channel. I've got the whole original, not the whole. I'm missing 2 figures, but the original Star Wars Rebels 3 3/4 inch figures. I've got them. Now the only thing that sucks about them is when they came out, they were 5 POA. But they look, I mean, they're perfect representations of the characters in the show. And I've got, Ezra and Sabine and Kanan and even that version of Darth Vader and the Stormtroopers and the speeder bikes and all that stuff. They're great figures. They're 5 POA, but it's Star Wars 3 3/4 inch, so I don't really care. But yeah, I mean, this is a good looking figure. I hope we also get a more cartoon accurate version of her at some point. Would be nice, but I don't know if we will. So I guess we'll see. But I mean, all in all, it's a decent wave. I like the Chopper a lot. Definitely want Chopper. I'll definitely want Ezra. I want Marok and Hu Yang. And I might be interested in Hera. I don't know. So it's a decent wave. It's a decent wave.
Did they do Sabine?
They haven't done Sabine yet. Sabine, the only Sabine I know that's coming out right now is the vintage collection. They're coming out with the 3 3/4 inch vintage collection. They're coming out with a version of her on card, and then a version of her also comes with the Ghost, that HasLab Ghost. Now, apparently, all the vintage collection figures that come with the HasLab Ghost as they reach the different milestones or whatever are also coming with multiple parts, so you can swap them out and make the Rebels versions of these characters or the more realistic looking Ahsoka versions of these characters. Like Hera comes with multiple heads, and she can have the more cartoony head.
That'd be cool to do if they did that with the actual these Black series.
It would be cool, yeah.
But then they can't sell you another figure later.
Exactly. But so I mean, which if I was going, I'm not going to, because I'm not spending $500 on the Ghost, because I'm just not going to. But if I was going to get the Ghost and I was going to get all those figures, I would definitely have them. My preference would be to have them set up in the more cartoony look of the Rebel series. But no, it's some pretty cool stuff out there. I don't know if anybody's interested in NECA. I will say this is about the best looking Splinter action figure I've ever seen in my life.
That is pretty cool. I almost had that on my links too.
It's like the perfect like mix. Like you could fit this into a comics display. You could fit this into a movie display. You could fit this into a cartoon display. That is like a perfect Splinter that NECA's dropping. Like that looks great. I love this Splinter. This is definitely something I want to pick up is this version of Splinter. So I don't have a huge NECA TMNT collection. I've got a few. I've got one shelf's worth, but this is definitely one that I want to add to that.
The Utron, I like the little Utron. He's fun.
Yeah. And then last thing I pulled up from Toy Arc here is they're doing Beast Kingdom's doing Sauron.
What scale?
Which, let me see. I think he is 1/12. Let me double check here. Oh shit, 1/9. 1/9 scale. Makes sense though, because he's supposed to be big.
Yeah.
He's going to be 9 inches tall. Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. To me, that would fit into 1/12 scale.
Oh yeah.
Because he's huge. He's supposed to be like 10, 11 feet tall. So
that works fine.
But that's such a look at that thing, man. That thing looks awesome. I don't even have any Lord of the Rings figures, but I would love to have this. Like, yeah, that fits perfectly. Yeah, I'm digging that. But anyway, that's great. And then, last thing I got here for the audience. We've talked about these before. I love these futuristic combat figures. We've talked about these a while back, a few weeks ago. Yeah. I don't know if I should pre-order them. They're $50 a piece. So they're kind of pricey, but they look really cool. I like the Spartan dude. The three that I like the best are the Spartan and the Samurai and the Cowboy. You got Space Cowboy here. Who doesn't love a Space Cowboy?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm tempted to get the Marshall. He's a Space Cowboy.
Yeah.
Roman.
And we got pretty standard Marvel Legends-esque articulation here.
A lot of hands.
Yeah. Lots of accessories, cool stuff. Cloth cape on this dude. You know, you do have the diaphragm joint up here instead of the ab crunch. But you've got the armor here. We've got some weapons. Everything looks well painted, well detailed. Even the accessories look good. Pretty cool. I love the Space Samurai. Probably my favorite one.
I dig that.
He looks awesome. And again, they're $50 a piece, and they're on pre-order. I think they come out in October, November, something like that. But really, really cool. I've been eyeballing these.
I don't want to wait until they come out just to see scale, because it could be an issue.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I haven't pre-ordered them yet, because I want to see a little bit more on them before I pre-order.
Robo saved me from pre-ordering the Bloodshot when it first came out at full price. You got it on sale, but if I paid full price for that, I've been pissed, because he's tiny. He's true 1/12 scale.
He's really small. But
yeah, I think they're doing a premium version release, so like a bloody version of that Bloodshot.
Oh, they are
pretty cool. It looks cool, but Just he's a small figure.
Yeah. And we're getting, let's see, what else do we have here? So we've got Sniper Man. I'm just going to call him Sniper Man.
There you go.
Why he has bare midriff, why he doesn't have, why are his abs showing?
You know what they're doing? They're mimicking the Doom guy.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but it still looks kind of weird. Why do you have your abs out? I don't know. Then, of course, we've got wannabe Black Panther, futuristic Black Panther, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do like this dude.
And it's clearly Black Panther.
Yeah, it's clearly Black Panther. I mean, there's no question about it. But it's futuristic Black Panther, which, if these are in Marvel Legends scale, that would look great in a Black Panther display. Like Black Panther. Look at it. Check it out. Black Panther 2099. There you go. I've just sold this figure for everyone. Black Panther 2099. Tell me that's not what that is.
Yeah.
Come on. That's what that looks like.
Oh, yeah, the Foosh is doing the Ninja Scrolls figures, too.
Yeah.
Which is true 1/12 scale, too.
This dude looks like Crosshair in his Imperial outfit right here.
Yeah, he does.
And you can take all his armor off and everything. He's pretty cool. It's like I don't know, kind of a cross between like a Sniper and Snake Eyes or something. I don't know. I just like these figures. I think they look really cool. I dig the Cowboy and the Samurai the best. I think they look pretty sweet. I'm just, until I get a little more info on them, maybe see them compared to some other figures, I don't know that I'm willing to drop $50 a figure on them yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For pre-orders. But once they come out, maybe check some videos, somebody doing some comparisons on them or something. This is definitely one of those series that I might be interested in. And you can buy like different heads and things like that. You can do different head sculpts and stuff if you want to just buy those. You can buy a blank body. You can buy an artist-proof blank body. And I think he's a little bit cheaper. No, he's not. He's the same price. Never mind. But you can buy him if you want. And if you want to do something, and he's that futuristic soldier or whatever. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about them there for a little while.
The line is exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store is pretty cool too. The
Monster Force or whatever.
Monster Force. That's it.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I like those. They
The villains have like a World War II Nazi vibe to them.
Yeah, it's like Nazi werewolves and stuff, which is cool. I'm down with that. They make great bad guys. Nazis and werewolves, those are the perfect bad guys. So, those are pretty cool as well. And they are cheaper. They're what, $35?
I can't remember.
I think, let me look it up. I've got it pulled up here. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Monster Force. $36.99. So these are NECA priced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got NECA price stuff here, which is a much easier pill to swallow than $50 a figure. Plus, I've seen prototypes for scale, and these are Marvel Legends size. So, but yeah, these are pretty cool too. I do like this guy right here, the heavy weapon dude.
Oh yeah,
that dude looks awesome. Look at that. That is a cool looking.
These are totally like monster Nazis.
Oh yeah. And not a bad Dracula either, by the way. This is a pretty solid Dracula.
I've been very tempted to order the Drac. It's a really solid. I dig the suit, the jacket, everything. And that can work as a Marvel Dracula too, because he's
absolutely
differently.
Totally put this dude in as Marvel's Dracula, 100%. But yeah, pretty cool. This dude looks like a super bat almost. He looks like something out of G.I. Joe, which I dig. But he's obviously a vampire or whatever. But still, very G.I. Joe-esque.
He's got his helmet on. You can't tell what he is.
Yeah. So no, they're cool figures. And again, like
G.I. Joe, they're putting zombies in them now.
Yeah. The prices. I do like this dude, Donner. The Frankenstein. Very cool. It's a cool looking line, man. It's a really cool looking line. I dig it quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So, and again, price is a much, when you're looking NECA prices here, that's not bad. That's not bad for what you're getting. Cool.
I like the new Friday night format. Well, Matt, Geek Fusion is going to be doing his regular show after this too. So
yes, I'm still doing my regular show, which starts in about 15 minutes. I hadn't seen this one before. That dude's pretty cool.
We're both big toy comic guys, and geek stuff. We can just geek out a little bit more.
Yeah, I had to set my alarm on my phone so I wouldn't forget about my other show. I was like, I'll be sitting here just talking about this crap forever. And it comes with translucent hands.
Oh, sweet!
I hadn't seen this guy before.
I seen PowerCon. They showed pictures. They're going to do an Invisible Man too.
Oh, and I have seen this dude before. Somebody was looking. Was this maybe
is that the Invisible Man?
He comes with invisible hands too, and a visible
that's
head.
the invisible dude.
Yeah, that dude's cool. Yeah, these are definitely something I got to pick up a couple of these. Those are pretty sweet. And what's this guy? Doctor. Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
brain in a container. That's always a classic go-to, right?
Oh yeah,
I love that. That's great. Yeah, these are cool. These are cool.
Definitely dig those.
Yep. But yeah, that's all I had for today. That was my.
In the private chat, if you want to pull that up.
Oh, let's see. What do we got here?
That's somebody mentioned.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let me get that pulled up here. After I close my stuff out.
Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah. We got Flush's Ninja Scroll Jubei. We're actually getting pictures of it outside of grayscale, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that didn't blow up the picture at all. It's pretty cool. My only issue is just that now that I've got some of his stuff, which I do like, I've picked up a handful of his figures when he puts them on sale. It's just they're true 1/6, which is just not the majority of my collection.
1/12.
Sorry, 1/12. Oh God, 1/6. Yeah, they're just true 1/12 scale, and I but they're great figures. I love the ones that I have. I love my my little stand-in Snake Eyes. I love this guy. This guy's great, and as long as I keep him on the shelf, like he fits in okay, but he's clearly.
And if you got a lot of the red ninjas, they work too as hand ninjas, because well, they're Asian, so they're smaller. Not everybody's over 6 foot tall.
Yep. I like them. They're great looking figures. And I love Ninja Scroll. I mean, Ninja Scroll is a class. This is back from my era of anime back in the day.
We create like not bad prices. Those monster forces, like those things are really good priced.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very, very well done. But
I would assume these are the series based, not the movie based. The movie based is kind of R-rated.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some bloody versions of these. I don't know. But they look really cool, man. I mean, we're only getting Jubei at this point.
Hopefully we can see. They'll show. At least they need to start showing some renders and stuff like other characters.
Mm-hmm. Unless they're just going to do it like, oh, well, you can fit this into all your other, articulated icons. Or what was it? Is it articulated icons is the name of the line, right? Yeah. Well, because they do have a lot of samurai and ninja characters and things like that. So, I mean, you could just put this right in if you have a collection of those already.
And the art packs are really nice, too. I've actually got one in my work in progress pile. I'm redoing a red She-Hulk. I took the red arms off one of the red arm packs and was adapting it to work on that She-Hulk body. They work great for the bigger female arms because they're like slender, muscular arms.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I bought one of those arm packs just to do up one of my what's the name of the? I don't remember what his name. Akit or something like that. I can't remember. I bought one of the arm packs because I bought two of them, and I got one and I changed him up so that he looks like a different character. So I bought one of those arm packs that they had on sale, but it was just the regular arm packs. But
I do like that they showed like a color variant of like the Fush store. I don't know if it's there yet or not. Oh, you got him up for your pre-order.
Look at this. Akit is $3.99 right now, people. $3.99 for this dude. And you can buy arm packs and stuff for him. His vest, his jacket part comes off the top. You can have him shirtless up top and all that kind of stuff. $4 if you need some ninjas for a shelf.
That's crazy. That's a hell of a deal. They showed one like the one of their ninjas in.
Look, the red arm still is $3.99.
That's unreal. I remember at one time the arm packs used to sell for like $80 on the secondary market.
Oh my god, that's insane.
The shirts are cheap too right now too.
Yeah, everything's $3.99. Everything's $3.99, people. That is insane, dude.
You want some Fush gear? You want some Fush gear right now? It's time to go.
$4? You can have a whole shelf of ninjas. Like, and buy some arm packs too. They can have red arms. I don't know why they need red arms, but why not? It's $3.99.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll wait till the Ninja Scroll gets down to that price.
Is that all they have right now?
I think so. But they showed they're going to do some. They showed another ninja, one of the ninjas. It's kind of cool color scheme. The arms are red. Mm-hmm. It's got the demon head on, the red head. The skin's underneath the robe is red, but the robe is yellow with black stripes. It looks kind of cool. It almost puts you in mind of something Bruce Lee-ish, but it's a demon wearing Bruce Lee's robes.
That's cool, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm not paying $60 for Jubei.
All their figures start out really expensive. Then after they make a few of them, they'll take. Well,
like their average price is what, like $32? It's like $31.99, I think, is usually what most of the figures come down to.
I think when they first came out with the ninjas, I think they were $40 a piece or something like that. Yeah. Then the more they pumped out, the cheaper they got.
Yeah, like I would totally pay like $32 for Jubei, but I'm not paying $60 at all. No.
Yeah, we create like 6 and 7 inch. You can mix and match. Not everybody's 7 feet and 6 feet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Unless it's somebody like Bloodshot when they made them like.
Yeah, and I do love that figure. It is a great figure with awesome accessories.
That's what kills me. The figure looks phenomenal.
It's great. So
tiny.
It's just so small. He is right at 6 inches, and he's scaled to be that way too. So it's like, at least, you know, some of the Mezco figures come out and they're a little short, but they're like stocky and buff, so you can still kind of work them into your collection. And they work.
What's crazy, he don't style-wise, he goes with Marvel Legends stuff like that, but he's scaled with import stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's, you know, because I mean, I know, you know, Foosh is more than just Robo, so I don't know if it's some business decision that's out of his hands or whatever. I don't know, but
they're scaled to be like, it's scaled almost like Dragon
Ball SH Figure Art. They're like SH Figure Arts or Figma or some of the other stuff that I've got.
Yeah.
Which would be cool if we lived in Japan.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Where that's a lot of what you're getting. But we don't. And Marvel Legends is the go-to. I mean, let's be honest. Whether you do or don't like Marvel Legends, whether you're, you know, a lot of people got problem with Hasbro right now. Doesn't matter. They are the go-to standard for action figures right now. Whether it's Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, or Star Wars Black Series. Their scale is the go-to standard right now in the market for action figures. It's not true 6 inch. It's not 7 inch. It's 6.5 or 111 scale or whatever you want to call it. That's the go-to standard. That's what people should be shooting for, because that's just what most of us have in our collection. So
100%.
I don't know, but yeah. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah. Lots of cool stuff coming out. Really, the third-party stuff is really nailing it right now. That whatever it is, that monkey Wendigo creature thing, I'm probably going to have it in my collection.
Was there a price on that thing?
I don't know if there's a price yet, but
because I know when I looked at the link you sent me the other day, there wasn't a price on it, so I didn't know.
But I don't think there's a price yet. I think, but it is something that's really piqued my interest. I'm really digging. Yeah. That demon, if it's tempting, it's expensive. That $100 demon. So the demonic Loki looking thing.
Dude, for what it is, $99.99 is not bad at all.
Not bad at all. If
that was from Storm Collectibles, that would be a $200 figure.
It's got an alternate head. It's got LEDs in it.
Yeah.
Like,
that would easily be a $200 figure with any other company.
Yep.
So,
100%.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, I think we had a pretty good, successful first episode.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I had fun.
I did too. I love getting just a straight up just geek chat.
Yeah.
Well, we're not having to explain what we're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
To our buddies as they don't do the geeks. But, well, I guess we go ahead and just wrap this up so you can get you ready for the other stream. And everybody in the chat, thank you again coming out with this first kickoff stream of the Toy Talk. And if you have any questions and stuff like it, customizing stuff, feel free to ask too on this. We're going to try to do this a regular stream. I don't know if it's going to be weekly or bi-weekly. We haven't really figured that out yet. So it's our first one.
Yeah.
I can talk about this stuff all the time. So
I know.
So, just Geek Fusion, he stays very busy, so I want to overload him.
I got two different YouTube channels I maintain, so
yeah.
It can get.
And I dig the customs you did too of the Chris Helmsworth.
The Tyler. I blanked on his last name. Tyler Rake figure.
Yeah. I watched the videos. Yeah,
it's a pretty basic. I mean, I didn't do anything crazy with him. It's a pretty basic kit bash with just a little bit of paint.
Sometimes that's some of the best things. You can just kit bash something together like that, and it's fun, quick, and they turn out great.
Yeah. And it was because Extraction 2 had just came out. I had just watched it, and I've got an extra gung ho. I've got extra Thor parts because I just did that Ultimate Thor. So I had a spare Chris Hemsworth head with the short hair, and I was like, I wonder. And I just got bored and slapped it together. So,
well, it worked. We better wrap up.
He works great with my G.I. Joe classifieds. So
nice. Well, I better let you wrap up where we get you sidetracked and talk to you like we missed you.
I'll keep talking too.
Everybody in the chat, thank you for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. Remember to do that wonderful YouTube stuff is like and sharing, comment, and subscribing. If you want to, everybody on the Geek Fusion channel, if you want to continue the chat, he's going to move over to his other channel here in a few.
Yep.
And we got tomorrow night, we got the Geek Chat.
Yep.
Then on Sunday, we got the Whip It stream, which is episode 69.
That's 3 Geek Chats in a row, people. Do you know how lucky you are?
Exactly.
Come on.
Anyway, so until next time, we'll see you later.
Later, dudes.
Come on. Play the video.